What's going on, everybody? My name's Mike, and I wanted to share with you a few things that you might not know about how Zeke's world came about. So obviously my son Ezekiel, if you have me on Instagram, I've been talking about raising money for his stem cell research because he's nonverbal, has autism, and NF1. So about a month ago from today, I was driving home from work, and I haven't told anybody this story. I've told maybe 3 people, but I felt like I just, needed to share my testimony on how this came about. So about a month ago, I was driving home from work in Whittier, coming back home. Something told me to pull over. So I pull over on a random street on Mulberry. I never pull over. There's nobody on the street. And to check my phone. Not even 10 seconds later, I get a knock from this older Asian man. Knocks on my window. I roll down the window and he goes, "Excuse me, sir. By any chance, do you have a piece of bread or a soda?" He said, "I've been training for Mount Whitney and I didn't bring anything on me. All I have is my phone, and I didn't bring my wallet." So I go and I start looking around, and I said, "I could just roll up the window." I told him, "Sorry, I don't have anything," and been like, "Peace." But I thought to myself, what if that was my grandpa? What if that was an older man that I know or somebody, right? I wouldn't want him to pass out and then feel guilty. So I said, "Get in the car. There's an AMPM down the street. We'll go and grab you a Coke and a soda, a sandwich, whatever." So we get to the AMPM. He's like, "It's okay. Just give me the cheapest thing." I said, "Don't worry about it. Grab a sandwich, a soda." So he grabs it. He's like, "Thank you so much." And we ring him up. And then I ask for change back, and I give him a 10. I was like, "Just in case you, get thirsty on the road." He said, "Thank you so much." He grabs my shoulder, and it felt like a rock on my shoulder, so strong. And he's like, "No one's ever done that for me." And I feel so embarrassed because I've never had to ask anybody for money. But thank you. And I said, "Don't worry about it. It's okay." I said, "Hey, how about you give me your number so I know that you made it back safe?" He's like, "It's okay, Michael. You've done enough." And I'm like, "Well, just give me your number." He's like, "It's okay. You've done enough. If I can't ever repay you in the future, just know that God's going to pay you 100 times more." And I was like, "Thank you. I received that blessing." And he goes, "It's my time to go." And he walks across the street, and it's a 2-mile walk. You can't go left or right. It's a little trail. And on Lambert. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So then I get in my car and I go, "You know what? Let me give this guy a ride to his car." But he wanted to keep walking. I see him take his bite, drink, walk. As soon as I come in my car, not even 2 minutes later, I go back. He was gone. I circled around. I'm looking for him. I don't see him. And I'm like, man. But I felt the spiritual, the spirit that came on me when he held me. And I was like, man. I felt like I encountered an angel without even knowing. And not only that, the way he told me, God's going to bless you 100 times more. I called my dad that day, and I told him, I told him the story, and then I go, I feel like something big's going to happen. And a week later, boom. Kat, my girlfriend, she has a dream. So she has this dream, and she tells me, "Hey, remember the GoFundMe you were going to start for Zeke and for the autism walk? I was going to start late September." She goes, "I had a dream that you started it." And it felt so real. And the first night, we raised $4,000. So I'm like, that's weird. Well, that's pretty cool though, right? And then my dad calls me an hour later and says, "Hey, why don't you let people know about Zeke's story?" And, I like to keep it personal, but it's like, just you know, you never know who's willing to help, and just go out there and let people know what you're trying to do. So I started it without telling my dad, without telling Kat, nobody. I started the GoFundMe, I made my video, boom, put it on the internet, said, let's see what happens. $75. Oh, that's awesome. That's a blessing. I was like, maybe I could raise $100, who knows? But stem cells, 25K, right? So I'm like, all right. Next thing you know, 300, 600, 1,600. I'm like, wow. And it doesn't feel real at this point. Started at 6:30. That day she had the dream. Started at 6:30 p.m. Went to sleep at 12:30 midnight. Then those 6 hours. And ended off at $4,000 exactly. Didn't go up, didn't go down. I said, man, praise God. Like, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. But 2 interactions where God's showing me and putting these things together. I know, one, He's talking to me in a way that reaching out to people that I haven't talked to and seen in years. But 2, He's gonna heal Zeke, and he's showing His way without, physically being here, but I can feel His presence and the way He's moving in our lives right now and in Zeke's life. It's incredible. And just the GoFundMe to surpass $10,000 in a week. I never could imagine that. And I thank everybody that's helping us. And we have the fundraiser this weekend, September 14th. And I just want to thank you guys, and God bless all you, because it's not me, it's not my family, it's not Zeke, it's the power of God that's moving in to all you guys' hearts and blessing us. And I just wanted to share those little stories with you, and never lose faith and stay strong, guys. Let's go, Zeke's World. God bless you guys, and we're going to do this together.